Hi, so let's talk about the survey that I sent out on that CARYKH community post 3 or 4 days ago, because we've got data-ish, there's a caveat. So when I first sent out that survey, I let it sit for about 36 hours because I didn't want to be checking on it every few hours, I wanted to just let it sit and simmer. But after a day and a half, I decided to video call a friend and go over the data, just peruse is the word, peruse through it before the official data collection, just so I could know what the pool was generally like. So we had this video call, and unfortunately we only got through 3 or 4 questions because Google Forms has a very annoying quirk where if you have a short answer question and people can submit whatever text response they want, then Google Forms will draw a bar graph where everyone's unique answer forms its own bar. So if you have like thousands of unique answers, you have thousands of bars. And I would think that Google, as one of the largest tech companies, they would know that web pages don't do well with displaying thousands of bars, and they would consolidate all of the really small ones that only have one person. They would consolidate them into other so that you never have to draw more than 20 bars or so. But nope, that's not the case. So when I was doing this video call, it was extremely laggy, and every few seconds it would freeze the web page on my MacBook. It would freeze, so I decided to just call it off and say, I need to figure out how to display this data better so we don't get these horrible freezes. I should also mention that as of that 36-hour mark, there were 7,700 responses, which was honestly way more than I was expecting. I was only expecting a couple thousand, so thank you for turning out. That was really cool. But anyway, based on those 3 to 4 questions that we did go over, it seemed like the data was pretty legitimate. For example, I knew that my audience was pretty young because YouTube in general has a young audience. So when the data showed that around 51% of viewers were 17 or younger, that corroborated what I thought. So I knew that it seemed like I could just trust the data, right? Wrong. Okay, so 24 hours passed. So now we're 2.5 days into the survey, and I check the responses again, and there's 35,000. And that should set off some alarms, because if the first 1.5 days got you 7,000 responses, you shouldn't expect 5 times more to show up in the next day. You'd expect it to slow down. So I was a little concerned when I saw this big 35,000 number, but I thought, okay, maybe it's a second wind, maybe it got posted on a bunch of Discord servers I don't know about, or like tweeted, I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. Well, I checked, okay, I can show you actually right now. I checked the results. As of today, there's 45,000 responses, and basically, God, I'm not very good at this. Basically, every single question, there's one answer that has 80% of the weight or more. So what that tells me is there's probably one person out there who is devoted enough to write some script to just loop over and over again and submit what I think is 30,000 responses to this survey, essentially drowning out everyone else's response. So I get these really lopsided pie charts and bar graphs that you saw, so I can't really make much sense of this data. What I could do is filter out all responses that were submitted after a certain date, because I know that everything before the first time I looked at the data was good, but that would mean that anyone who submitted the survey late doesn't get counted. Oops, but I guess that's the best we can do. Anyway, that just means there won't be any video actually talking about the data for a while, because I personally am a little tired of dealing with this. I don't really want to write the code to filter out the bad responses and also visualize the data, because I can't use Google Forms anymore because I have to download a CSV. So maybe I'll just like ask a friend to help me do it, or maybe ask the H2N STEM Discord server. I don't know, but that could take weeks. I'm not gonna put a date on it. The whole survey thing I think was kind of a failure. I didn't really know what I was doing, what my motivation was for even launching it in the first place. I just wanted something to break up the monotony of just video upload after video upload. And I also just felt like, you know, CARYKH, I guess, hype or anticipation for videos hasn't been what it used to be. I think like the energy has died a little bit, so I wanted to know why. So yeah, the survey did not go well. Now you know why. Be patient. Whatever. Okay, 4 more responses came in, and Google Forms is going to refresh the whole thing with its thousands of bars because it's dumb. Yeah, so that's the story. Disappointed with Google, disappointed with that single person who decided to submit 35,000 responses so that I can't really interpret the rest of the data. Lots of disappointment going around. Whatever, this video is 6 minutes, bye.